Optical illusions, very difficult riddles to solve, mathematical problems that require a sharp eye. Sit back and enjoy the secret riddles that will surprise you. You've probably seen this picture on social networks, and you've probably played the game of saying what you see first, a rabbit or a duck. Do you want me to explain to you why many people distinguish one animal and not the other? Then take another look at this picture. This pencil drawing from 1892 is an optical illusion. Some people will see from the first second a duck head with a long beak, while others will see a rabbit head with long ears. Beyond the visual and pleasant dimension of the image, this optical illusion carries a much deeper message about the state of your psyche. The purpose of this image is not to know what we see first, because vision is only the result of visual activity, but rather to know if the brain has the ability to decide to see what it wants to see. That is to say, the ability of each one to easily switch from one animal to another. If it is easy for you to switch from rabbit to duck when you want to, it is because your personality is creative and more capable of seeing society from another angle than the one imposed on you by society. Also, the brain may be more apt to see one image over the other, depending on the context and the environment in which it is immersed. For example, if it's Easter season and you talk about rabbits all day, you'll see rabbits more easily, whereas if you're a big fishing fan, you'll see ducks. It's as simple as that. After seeing this image for so long, I'm sure you're squinting a little. Go do something else to rest your eyes before moving on to the next puzzle. Now that you know all this, you know that you are a great creative at heart. It's Monday, you've just arrived at the office, you're feeling sluggish, and you don't want to start. You want to wake up your brain, which seems to be in hibernation for a long time. How about a coffee? Yes, why not? But first we have something better to shake you up. What you need is a good little riddle, which will mess up your mind. Much more effective than coffee, believe me. Look at this picture. Think carefully. The question is simple. Which of these tanks will fill up first? At first you think of the K, then you change your mind. Then you think that maybe the D is easier to fill. And then you don't know. You're hesitating between the C and the D. You still take a few minutes to think and bingo! You have found the solution. Actually, as you can see, tank C will flow directly into tank J because there is no real connection between tank C and D. Then J will flow down into tank L. The water will then flow down below and fill tank F directly. And as you can see, there is no opening between L and H. So congratulations to you. The correct answer was indeed tank F. We know that this puzzle was not very easy to solve, and that now your brain is boiling from thinking too much about the solution. Have a good espresso, and now that you're wide awake, get to work quickly. You'll certainly be productive today. Your little sister comes in with her computer in hand and asks you to explain why the circles she sees are moving. You don't know what to answer and find an excuse to evade. In the meantime, you discreetly look for the reason why you see the circles moving because you don't want to look like the big brother who knows nothing about anything. I'll explain, but expect to overexploit your vision for a few minutes. Maybe even get dizzy. First of all, you should know that the motion illusions are created thanks to the color contrasts, but also thanks to the geometrical shapes that compose them. It is a clever mix between color and geometric illusions. Otherwise, there could not be this effect. You should also know that our eyes tire very quickly when they are forced to stare at an object. Their muscles allow us to see this object, whether it is moving or not. We can also distinguish movements when we stare at it for a long time, which is why we have the impression that objects are moving. These effects appear when the constant images conflict with those that are moved by eye movements. These illusions are based on the reaction time of the light-sensitive substances. In this image, for example, it is an illusion that combines both color and luminance. Each area around the fixed area seems to move, but it is not so, because none of the circles actually move. In fact, when you look at this image, the circles appear to be moving, but it is in fact your brain that is interpreting the image completely wrongly. This illusion can be explained simply by the fact that your motion detector neurons are trapped, captured, and hypnotized by the image, and their activation therefore causes a motion effect. Indeed, we are talking about the order of the 5 zones. The movement is done from a region of darker color to a region of lighter color, but also from the brightest regions to the regions with the least luminance. The whole thing creates this impression of instability. I know you have a terrible headache from seeing all these optical illusions. Turn off your computer and go rest somewhere, away from the screens. Now you know the secret of all these optical illusions. You can explain to your little sister why she sees circles moving on a stable image. Just choose the simplest words, because it will be difficult for her to understand it from a scientific point of view. You are sitting on the platform at the train station waiting for your train. Unfortunately, you haven't planned a book, and you don't have much to see on social media to distract you. You have a few minutes to kill, and you want to spend them on something interesting. Your desires are orders, so take a good look at this image. The 2 watches you see, they look identical, don't they? Well, no. One is real and the other is just a toy. It's up to you to guess which one is real and which one is fake. Look carefully. I'll give you a few seconds. It's over. The seconds are over, and believe me, they were enough to notice that the watch on the left has a very long second hand. So long that it is impossible for it to turn because the dial is square. I'm sorry to tell you that you don't have eagle eyes, but don't worry, it took me a long time to find the solution too. Now that you've used up your minutes and had a good time, get up! Your train has already arrived. Let's stop for a second. I want to play with you a little. I'm going to show you a picture and you'll have to find the answer to the riddle and write it down in the comments. The answer will be given to you at the end of this video. Good luck! You've always been average at math and logic problems, which has greatly damaged your reputation with your friends, for whom you were a real scapegoat. It's time to get even. No more being taken advantage of just because you're better at English than you are at math. It's time for revenge. Bring out the triangle. Not that one, this one. You're going to ask them a difficult riddle where they'll have to rack their brains to find the answer. We'll see who's the smartest of all. You are going to present them this enigma and ask them which number should be written on the last triangle. Now, since we're being nice and super forgiving to you, we'll give you the answer without letting you stew too much. Even if it looks super hard to solve, the answer is very simple. You just have to do some subtractions. You'll see it's not very difficult. To find the number, you have to subtract the number on the left from the number on the top and multiply it by the number on the right. For example, in the first triangle, you have to subtract 2 from 6, which gives you 4, and multiply 4 by 2 to get 8. The logic is the same for the other triangles, and it's the same for the last one. 6 minus 5, 1. 1 by 3, 3. It is therefore the number 3 that should be inscribed in the triangle. Well, there are some people who will not accept defeat, even less to have been beaten by a friend who was never good in maths. And these people will certainly sulk at you for a few days because they are bad players. But at least you will have succeeded in shutting them up once and for all. From now on, they will be forced to respect you. Who would have thought that a simple triangle would change your life? You've been experiencing eye discomfort recently and are hesitant to make an appointment with a rehabber or ophthalmologist. Would you like me to give you an exercise to do to test your vision before going to a professional? Alright, then look at this picture. You see a square with 2 lines across the bottom and 1 across the top. One of the 2 lines at the bottom is the continuity of the one above, while the other stops in the square. Tell us which of the 2 bottom lines is a continuation of the top line. Of course, without cheating or using a ruler. The goal is to practice tracing with your eyes without tools. It's true that it's not easy, especially since the 2 lines are very close to each other. But then again, it's just your brain fooling you. It's not the one on the right, but the one on the left that is the continuity of the top line. I think it would be better to make an appointment with your ophthalmologist or your re-educator. Your eyes need some exercises, but at least you will have tried. You're at a party with friends, having a good time with them, and you want to wow them with a magic trick, except you don't have any cards and you don't really know a trick that will leave them speechless. Let me show you an amazing trick that will blow them away. You don't need anything but your acting skills to do the mysterious, secretive, and esoteric boy. I'm going to teach you an incredible method to guess the age of the people you just met tonight. It will consist of asking the person you have chosen to multiply the first digit of their age by 5. Let's say the person is 35 years old. The person will use a calculator to do this. They will multiply the 3 by 5, and that will be 15. Then you will ask them to add a 3 to the sum, which will be 18, which they will double. She will get 36, to which she will have to add the second digit of her age. This will be 41. Then tell her to subtract 6 from the sum, which is 35. Believe me, you'll make a big impact, and you'll probably approached by many young women who will fall under the spell of your mysterious side. After that, you'll have to figure out what to say if you're asked for another trick like this, or you'll look like a total loser. So with this trick, you will have entered the party like any other guest. You will leave like a star for sure. So, which of these puzzles surprised you the most? Did you manage to solve one of them? If so, tell us which one it was in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss any of our upcoming content. Oh yeah! Did you know how to answer the riddle from earlier? I bet you were wrong, because this riddle is not as simple as you think. The answer is that you should put an R for reverse, because it represents the design of a gear shift. Honestly, did you really think it was a 6?